Module 2. Successfully working in a detective firm for almost 6 months, I've solved a lot of cases involving theft, robbery, etc. Now that I learned and achieved so much, my boss finally decided to evaluate my abilities and assign me a task that was very much difficult even for a skilled and experienced detective. Catching a scammer red-handed is not a piece of cake, and to be honest, I have no knowledge about cybersecurity. There are times the scammer may not be from our country, but thanks to the intel our firm received, a hacker has leaked some information about a scammer residing in our city, and it is my job to ensure the task goes smoothly and we successfully catch him. Detective firms are mostly a private agency, but sometimes they can be government aided too. But when it comes to the firm I'm working at, it is the most famous in our country, which means I get a hefty salary even working as a freshman. In order to maintain the reputation and efficiency of our firm, most of the detectives get a very tough job, which will make you wreck your brain. Sometimes I regret working as a detective, but most of the time I love solving complex cases, but unfortunately, I haven't been assigned a complex case until now. If you go to any part of the world, everyone will respect you based on the merits you have achieved till now. To solve many cases, I have to achieve enough credits by successfully solving minor cases, and then there will be a raise in my merits, and that will be the time I'll solve complex cases. Very tough indeed. Suddenly, being assigned to a very complex case is nerve-wracking. Not knowing how to find the scammer out is just plain annoying. To be honest, after being assigned to this case, all I'm doing is hyperventilating. There were many instances when cyber police failed to catch a scammer. Since the scammer is smart enough to hide his or her identity, and many times finding out the IP address of the scammer is a tough cookie to crack. A week has passed by and I still haven't done a single thing yet. Neither did I try to track down the possibility of where the scammer lives, nor did I start looking for a skilled grey hat. To add more cherry on the top of the cake, the deadline is just a week away and I'm pretty much screwed. In problem-solving skills, troubleshooters always cease to exist. But who thought I myself will be the troubleshooter? Instead of troubleshooting the problem, I was just making my problems look more exaggerated. It was high time I got my act together. Determinedly, I started to investigate my case. The first step involved in solving the case was hiring of a skilled grey hat, and luckily, I found one easily. The second step involved was to become a bait to the scammer. That is, acting as a victim so the customer can think he is getting lucky tonight. Reading the information given by an anonymous hacker, I came to know that the scammer is fooling people in LinkedIn by promising them an opportunity to become an employee in top IT companies. In order to do that, the victim has to pay a sum of 30,000, but if someone gets baited by this enticing offer, he has to pay 50,000 in the name of documentation verification. So today, I started by creating a fake resume as a job-seeking engineer, and I visited his LinkedIn profile and started to leave some likes on his post, and very soon I messaged him saying I was very desperate for a job and asked him to guide me. Believing my act like a fool he was, the scammer started to message me, and within a few texts, he shamelessly asked me to pay a sum of 30,000 in order to get a job. Soon, he sent me his bank details and told me to pay. Laughing out loudly, I gave the details of the scammer to the grey hat, and very soon he found the IP address of that scammer. Now it was my turn to steal the scammer's thunder. Walking in very posh part of the city, I realized the scammer is living the life of luxury by stealing others' money, and very soon he'll be living in the most shabby part of the jail. Ringing the doorbell, I saw a nasty face of the scammer. To be honest, he was an eyesore and I really want him to end in jail as soon as possible. I know this is not how Sherlock Holmes would have acted, but unlike the detectives the media portrayed, I was the type of person who would wear her heart on the sleeve, totally undetective-like. Back to the course. I saw a couple of cops hiding sneakily behind the stairs, in the case the scammer decided to run or harm me. Gotcha, I whispered, giving a signal to the police to arrest him, and within a few minutes I saw the scammer being detained and was pretty soon sitting in the police jeep. And that's how I solved the most complex case assigned to me in a span of 2 weeks. If I tell you the truth, it was the easiest case of all time I ever solved. Today, I learned a new lesson. By blowing things out of proportion and making things more complicated than it is won't help you solve problems. Look at the problem eye to eye and never think it is big. Just start solving it and you'll find it easier to conquer. Human minds like to make things bigger, and the problem you feel so stressed to solve is very easy peasy to solve. It's just your brain is playing games with you. What you see is an illusion. So in this module, you learn that exaggerating and blowing things out of proportion won't help you solve problems. Look things at a calm state of mind and just start solving problems. Your brain is playing games with you. Problems aren't complicated as you think. Thank you.